Okay, so remember, this is the law of whatever works for you. So if you think about it that way, that means any technique would work for you. If you believe it will work, it will work. So anything you're trying to fix or change or heal from, it's all about what you believe will work for you. Any technique will work. Any treatment modality will work. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you have the belief that it will work for you, it will work for you. So that's what we're going to talk about today, just a little while. I don't know how long I'm going to last out here. It is a sauna. It's about 92 degrees and it's humid and I'm sweating already. So this is video number 84 of 365. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist, and I'm doing a video every day for a whole year to get over social anxiety and my fear of the camera, which I think by now I've probably conquered that, it seems like. So it's really been a fun journey so far, 84 days in, and I look forward to keeping these messages coming out of me, and from my heart to yours, I hope they heal you, and that's my intention. They help to heal you and get you to change your mind so that you can live the life that you want to live. So remember that you are the power. You have the power. And so anytime you say, oh, I have a problem, you're identifying with that problem. So remember, whatever you identify with is that's your identity. That's what you're living from. That's the frequency, the vibration, the state of being that you're in is, I have this problem to fix about myself. When you stop identifying with the problem or the issue or the challenge, it dissipates because you're no longer identifying with it. You no longer need it. Sometimes I think we create these challenges for ourselves so we can create skills in order to navigate that issue. And then we take it with us and go to the next issue, challenge, or problem. And it shapes and molds us into the person that we're actually trying to become. But remember that Neville Goddard says that if you persist in your vision, it will harden into fact. So whatever you are persisting in, believing right now, it's hardening into fact, which means whatever you believe in is a fact. So if you just start shifting your mental state, like we've been talking about pretty much every day, shift your mental state, hold true to your vision, it will harden into fact. And sometimes it doesn't take very long. It's actually pretty immediate. And then there'll be this bridge of incidents, is what he calls it, where it might look the same. Your reality might look the same. If you change, it might kind of look the same still. But you're going to have this bridge of incidents. And that means that there's going to be all these little synchronicities that might happen to lead you where you're going to end up. Sometimes it looks like the opposite shows up. I've had that happen many times. I'm like, what the heck? I persisted. Why isn't this hardening into a fact? What is happening here? What is this bridge they speak of? This does not look right to me. And it didn't look right at all. And I would be in pain and doubt and all these feelings. More states of being that take you away from your vision. Therefore, there's more time lag. So remember, persist in your vision of what you want. If you keep saying about yourself that I've got to fix this, you're identifying with the fact that you're not perfect as you are. We are perfect and whole as we are. And if you start affirming that, someday you will finally believe that there's nothing to fix. You're just becoming more of you every day. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. There was never anything wrong with you. You're never broken. It's just you're becoming this person and you're shifting your identity. That's all you have to do. And it's just becoming kind of a better version of yourself. It's not that you needed to fix something or change anything. It's just that you're becoming a better version because you're evolving, and that's a natural thing. So what happens is when you start to actually evolve and become more enlightened, and Bashar says you become enlightened once you lighten up. So you better start lightening up so you can enlighten yourself. But yeah, once you become kind of feeling better, you become enlightened, then you kind of just keep growing from there. You never stop. You're never complete until, we're gone. Or never really gone. It's all a wacky way to think about things. But remember, you've got your now moment. All you've got is now. So you don't need to worry about tomorrow. Don't need to worry about the next day, next month, next year. There's only now. What time is it? It's right now. That's all you got to worry about right now. So what are you going to do with it? How are you thinking about yourself today? What thoughts might you need to change about yourself? The only thing we really need to change is our state of being. That's all. That's the only power we have, is the state of being that we're in, the mental state. So if you're thinking that, oh, I need to fix something about myself, you are identifying and you're in the mental state of, I would call that, I'll just call it lack or scarcity. Because I think anything other than abundance thinking is kind of over there. It's like either or. So it's like which you do you want to be today? Do you want to be 1.0 you or 2.0 you? Life number one, life number two. You get to decide. In life number one, you're thinking the thoughts that you've always thought for your whole life. But life number two is the new way of thinking. And so that way is going to lead you to the life you've been wanting. And when I first kind of learned that, I was like, man, I wonder if I started thinking completely different about this particular person or this particular subject or just myself in general, how great would my life turn out if I just started doing that? And man, I'm telling you, when you get into your self-concept and you start talking to yourself nicely and kindly, you start taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, you start to pay attention to how you're feeling, start to talk to yourself really kindly, like a parent would their child, and like a baby almost. How would you speak to a baby? Speak that way to yourself, however you want to talk to yourself. But don't do what you've been doing, in other words. And sometimes it's not about what we need to do, it's about what we need to stop doing. And that's what gets us where we need to go a lot quicker and a lot easier and a lot less painfully. So, and also remember that, fear is just a state of being as well. Sometimes we're fearful of letting go of the old us because we're scared to see what's on the other side and the unknown and all of that. But remember, the unknown is you're just becoming more of yourself. You're just finding out more about who you are. And I think a lot of people might be scared of finding out who they truly are. So that's part of the work, is knowing that this is all you. Everything you're thinking is a projection, and everything you're seeing in the mirror is just a projection of how you're treating yourself, what you think about yourself, how you see yourself. It's all that it is. And your only work is to change how you see yourself. That's really it. That changes your mental state, which changes your vibration frequency that you're creating from. And so if you're on the frequency of abundance versus scarcity, if you want to just look at it like that, if you're feeling bad, you're on scarcity. If you're feeling good, you're in abundance. Look at it like that and say, which one do I want to create from today? Which one of these is feeling better? And I promise you, if you practice this over and over, you're developing it like a muscle, like you would in the gym. You're just practicing. It's a practice. You're learning new skills that maybe you've never learned before. You're practicing something you've never practiced before. And you're just going to build yourself up from here, one day at a time. It's like you're creating a new foundation. So we ripped up the foundation a long time ago. Now we're going to lay some new concrete down, and we're going to build this beautiful home. And it's one brick at a time. And that's all you have to do, is just lay one brick at a time, one moment at a time. What am I going to do with my now? It's all you have to know. What am I going to do in my now? Remind yourself over and over. I have to do this too sometimes, because we're so addicted to thinking the old way. So you just go into it and you just monitor how you're thinking and feeling all day. That's really your only job. How am I feeling today? And then when you start to notice, you'll be aware, very aware of how you're feeling. When you finally start to notice, and then you say, oh yeah, Sam said I need to generate a new mental state. Okay, let's generate a feeling. Okay, what makes me feel happy? What's a memory that makes me feel happy? And then you just go back to it, because basically you're imagining all day anyway. You might as well just imagine something else. Imagine something like Neville says, imagine from the end. Act like you're living in the end of whatever you're wanting. If you want to be married, imagine you're married. If you want to live in a huge house, act like you already live in that huge house. Tonight you're going to bed, sleeping in a bed in that huge house, and it feels so good. Think about how it feels to have a full bank account and more money than you know what to do with. What would you spend it on? Who would you give it to? Live from the end. Act like you're already there. Feel it. And I promise you, if you do that over and over and over, you're going to start seeing evidence of it. And remember, You want to become your own evidence. You don't want to look for data outside of yourself. The data will show you're off track because your bank account's going to be the same amount that it was. But you don't want to look outside. You want to only look inside. Trust your own energy. Don't trust anybody else's energy. Only trust what's going on in here and become your own evidence. And I promise you, you'll see changes very quickly if you do that. So I will leave you with that so I can go inside and wipe my whole face off. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this message with somebody who might benefit from it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.